Well, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is a beautiful day that may or may not have storms. I can't figure it out. I don't know.
Hope not.
I know. They can keep their storms down south as far as I'm concerned. No offense, but I'd rather not up here. But we are here with a special guest, Emileigh Shipley, and you are here to talk about something that I'll be honest with you, I'm not really familiar with. It's called the GRIT Project, and it's going to help our local youth, and I think that is so amazing. Maybe kind of figure out what they want to do, give them some opportunities. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yes,
Thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you here, and anything that we can do to help our kiddos out along the way is wonderful. So, and you know, you and I were talking off the air about the GRIT Project. So can you kind of fill people in on what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So the GRIT Project, GRIT stands for Growing Rural Independence Together. So we are actively in all of our rural counties and areas, which I think is super awesome. I'm from Adams County. I live on a farm, so that's important to me that we're bringing opportunities to rural areas. And so the GRIT Project was a grassroots coalition and effort by just a few community people that started in Adams County, and then we quickly grew, very quickly. It's been about 6 years that project's been around, but we moved into all 32 Appalachian counties. And so that was a big deal. It's a wide footprint, but we love it, and we're super active as much as we can be in each county. So we have community outreach partners that are really active in each one of those counties, and we try to make sure that they're connecting the dots and bridging the two between students and employers and jobs and things like that. So the GRIT Project is really passionate about helping both youth and adults find their strengths and their aptitudes and then get connected to a career path. Yeah.
Can you help me?
You can take our assessment, yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun just to see what it said?
It really is, yeah.
Have you done it?
I have, yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about that. So when I was a sophomore in high school, 16, the GRIT Project came to my county, and that's how it all started. So our parent company that helps support all of this is Future Plans. So that's who I work for, and Future Plans uses a career assessment and coaching tool that's given to youth in the high schools. So I was 16, sophomore in high school. I took the Future Plans assessment, then I got coached and then placed on what I was going to do. So it was really exciting. I've always known about myself, like I like talking in front of people, I like working with people, have confidence, like some things like that, but I'm like, how do I channel that into a job? Like, what does a career for that look like? Yeah. So you take the assessment, and then it matches you with your top 25 careers, and then you and your coach have a conversation to pick the top 3. So I did that. I chose my top 3, and one of those was public relations. And naturally, I was like, what is that? I have no idea. What does that mean?
Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah, like I know business is a career field, but what is PR? And so my coach really talked me through, like, this is what that looks like. And so our assessment tool provides, like, our dashboard has so much data. Like, everything we do is data driven on purpose. So students that don't have resources or know, like, well, how many years would I need to go to school for that? Would I need to go to school for that at all? How much is that going to pay? Things like that. What does a roadmap look like to getting to this career path, and does that make sense?
Why haven't we all done this in our lifetime, right?
Yeah.
Like, it would be so fun.
Yeah, so whenever I did that, I was like, my mom's a teacher, my dad's a farmer. What is PR? Like, how am I going to do that? So
how did I get to PR from teacher and farmer?
Right, yeah. So being able to find out, like, oh, this is how I could start, like, I need to get a business degree. I got an MBA. Like, I did, the things like that to be able to do that, and now I do that remotely. So it's just been really cool for me I'm only 22 years old, so whenever I get to talk to the students and say, do this, listen to me and do this, because I did this at 16 and was able to be at this spot by 21. Like, this is how, so
we should all be so lucky.
Yeah, I'm so passionate about our assessment. So that's the Future Plans piece. The GRIT Project is all about bringing people and resources together within these communities to let students know, like, look at all these amazing organizations and people that care in your communities. We just got to get you connected. So we have amazing relationships with all of our Ohio Means Jobs in the different counties. Yeah, yeah, we work really well with them, and we love their support services and resources. And so we've partnered with a lot of different organizations to figure out, like, okay, there's all these certification programs out there. How do we offer those to students to where they don't have to worry or stress and can be able to do these things?
Yeah.
And so that's what brings me to our summer programs.
There you go.
So the GRIP Project is sponsoring 6 different summer programs at our various locations or training providers.
Okay.
And so, for example, one of those is being held at Rio Grande, and they have EKG and public dispatching. So public communications dispatching, which is really cool. And then
our EMS people are here, so this is really cool.
Yeah. And so at Shawnee State University, we're having one, and this is the 4th year that we've ran summer programs. So we've been really trying to get students these opportunities and tell them, like, look what's out here. Yeah, and so I'll preface all of this with saying it is of no cost to the students to attend. Yeah.
Really?
These programs are 100% free for them to attend. Yeah. So the biggest one at Shawnee State University, it's residential. So the students get to stay there. And so
fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And I'm so fortunate to be able to be involved with that program specifically and see, like, when a student steps on campus at the beginning and they're like, I don't know, this is college, can I do this? And then they finish and they're like, I'm going to go to college. I'm a first gen, student, and I'm going to go. And
I can do this.
Yeah. So it's really powerful. But each one of these programs, we specifically chose certifications that would get students well-paying jobs, because there are so many employers out there that are like, we want people, like, we want to hire people. We need people that want to work. So the beauty in all of this and connecting the two between the Future Plans Assessment and the GRIP Project is that we can provide employers with not only students that want to work, but that are confident in their skills and aptitudes based on their assessment results. So we are trying to arm students with comfort and confidence and knowing that, oh my gosh, I took this assessment, I have tangible data and evidence that says I would be really good at this job. Because, students, if they don't have that support at home or that guidance or whatever, they need something that's going to be able to tell them, I can do this. And that's what we're all about, trying to support them as they start that journey and get them to the finish line. So
this is amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. Can you give me some maybe examples of some stories that have happened?
Yeah,
with
for
kids?
sure. Yeah. So we've had a lot of amazing students that have gone through our IT program. And so some of those students, whenever they start out, they're not super communicative or personable, and they're kind of like skittish and like nervous whenever they start, and they're kind of like, they enter campus feeling kind of alone, I think, whenever they start. And so I'm always there on day one. This is specific to the Bear Tracks program at Shawnee. That's the one I've been most involved in. But some of our tech students, like, they'll show up and then they get to room with who they want. So they get to dorm with their friends. And then they come to class together. And then they start doing things. And then all of our programs are extremely hands-on. So it's not just sitting there in class listening to instruction. They get to take processors apart and, like, chip card readers and stuff like that. So whenever I get to go drop in and see students, like, hands-on, and then they're all talking, they're eating pizza together, like, stuff like that, it just always surprises me with that credential, with the tech credential, getting to see them, like, work as a team and build friendships that way, and their confidence building. Like, that's a huge one, because so many of our students with an interest in that stuff, like, they're so smart. And so it's like, tell us. We want to see that. We want to be able to see you grow and see how you how that's applicable to what you're doing. And so just getting to see, from my perspective, all of the value that all of these students bring, and they didn't know it, but we knew it was in there. And then they get to graduation and it's like, you're going to do this. You're going to start working for $30 an hour. Like, that's crazy, so
we should all be so lucky, right?
I know, yeah. So being able to see the students, like, grow personally throughout the process, but then also end up and knowing that they're going to get to go and work starting that summer, making really good money. And, that's a big, passion for Future Plans, is helping each individual turn their poverty into prosperity. So being able to overcome poverty, we want individuals to feel financially independent and stable and confident and supported and seen and valued and all those things. So
who's the perfect candidate for this?
The perfect candidate is a high school senior that doesn't have a plan. So if you're a high school senior...
I love that. I love that it's okay for a high school senior to not have a plan.
Absolutely.
I think it's cruel that they are forced to make all of these big time decisions when they're 17 years old. Like, it's awful.
For sure. Yep. Yeah. So the perfect candidate would be a high school senior that doesn't have a plan, doesn't know what they're, we want to help them. Like, well, you could at least do this and start making really good money. These credentials aren't going to hurt you, and the experience is great, and it's of no cost. So that's the huge thing, is that if you want to go and stay at college and have 3 meals a day and all the things that we're offering, you got to pay a lot of money for that. Being able to have that comfort, but also if you're a senior and you do have a plan, like you're going into nursing, you could take our phlebotomy credential, and that would just give you a leg up.
So I know a young lady that did that. She went ahead and took at one of the vocational schools phlebotomy. So she graduated high school as a working phlebotomist, and then is now going on to her RN, but can work while she's doing that. And I'm like, okay, this is brilliant.
Yeah, that's the benefit to all these credentials, is that they're just going to give you more advantages and opportunities to while you're going to school or to get into programs. Like if you're going to nursing school and you have to apply to get in, being able to show I have 6 months experience in a hospital setting, I'm a registered phlebotomist, things like that just really helps a student. So
how do students sign up?
Yeah, so if you visit our website, which is gritohio.org, that's where you can find all of this information. There's a tab at the top that says Students, and then Grit Summer Programs 2025, and all of the different programs are there.
Love this.
It is a little bit of crunch time, though, to get students applied and starting, because some of these start June 2nd, as early as June 2nd. So we're really trying to get students through the process and get them signed up, but we definitely want to see them there, and we want to make it as easy as possible to apply and get through the process and be there. So. Yeah.
And I think this is so wonderful, because I think this is great for anybody, but there's so many high school seniors that graduate and are like, I don't know, and this would be the perfect opportunity and way to start.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So great.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, okay, so gritohio.org. So if you know a high school senior, or you are a high school senior that is graduating and you're thinking, man, I have no idea.
It's not too late. Yeah.
Y'all are going to help them out.
Yes, we are. Yeah, and you're going to get crazy good money for it too. So not have to pay anything to be making really good money and get started. So yeah, it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, we decided off the air that we might just quit our day jobs and go do this because some of these jobs pay insane amounts of money.
Yeah,
especially the trade jobs and all that.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Well, very good. Did we cover everything? Is there anything else that we want to tell our
that's the
viewers?
big stuff I wanted to hit, was just take advantage of this opportunity. It's of no cost to a student. And anything you're worried about, like barriers or whatever, like I said, we have amazing relationships and partnerships with all the other organizations to help make this possible for students. So we're excited.
This is so amazing. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come and share with us.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Of course. And, okay, so gritproject.org.
GritOhio.org.
GritOhio.org.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the comments. Thank you, Liv.
Awesome.
She's always on top of that.
Yeah. I love it.
So thank you for that, and get to it.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yep.
Well,
sounds
Wiley,
good.
thank you for hanging out with us today.
You.
Very, very good. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We have some other guests waiting in the wings, so we need to get to them. I think our good friend Sharissa is here. I think Sharissa is going next, so we'll be back in just a moment.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are here with our good friend Sharissa, and you are here. So you were a Cooper.
Yes.
And that kind of ties into what we're going to be talking about today.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, so Cooper Strong, that's why I'm here. Our race is 1 week away, week and a day. And
oh my gosh.
I know. I was telling Matt on the radio, this is our 9th annual race. It's hard to believe that it's been 9 years. And actually, it should be our 10th.
That stupid pandemic thing.
Bad year.
That C word.
2020, that feels like yesterday to me.
So I was talking about that with somebody yesterday, actually, and they were like, that was 5 years ago now. And I'm like, oh my God, it seems like yesterday.
So the other day, we were on our way to school, and I was driving. I'm like, can you guys believe it's been 5 years since COVID? And the kids were like, 5 years? I was like, I know. It feels literally like yesterday.
Yeah, it does. Not that any of us want to remember, but
going back to that.
It was a whole thing.
Yes.
So without bringing up some sad memories and whatnot, but I think that it's fair for us to talk about what Cooper Strong is about.
Yeah. So in 2016, 2015, November of 2015, my sister was. She was hired to be the varsity softball coach at Jackson High School.
Your sister Emileigh.
My sister Emileigh.
Who was an amazing athlete, as you were too, but she's definitely...
I always tell people that I never played softball because I didn't want to outshine her.
I like that.
Yeah,
let's go with that.
That's what I'm going with. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No. So, yes, my sister was an amazing athlete. Actually, after she graduated from Jackson, she had planned to go to Rio. That was where she was going.
Her path.
That was what her plan was. She was actually going to try to play 2 sports there. That was her thing. Right before, it was like August of the summer before her going off to college, she was like, her dream, she always said, I want to be a Division I athlete. And she was small, and she always said, gosh, Sharissa, if I was your size, I'd be a Division I athlete. No doubt about it. Just because I was taller than her. Yeah. But anyways, she had been in contact with Marshall, but she was just really hung up on, she wanted a full ride, and she wanted this and that. And so she ended up walking on to Marshall because that was her thing. She was like, I want to be a Division I athlete. So walked on to Marshall. Everybody knows the story. Worked her way into being a captain and ultimately having a full scholarship with grades in her academics.
That's an amazing feat. You know, that's incredible.
She really had that heart of a lion. Just that warrior mentality. She just always wanted to be better. So 2015, she was hired. In February of 2016, she was killed in a car accident, and she was already starting winter workouts and things like that. Upon her receiving the title, she, got access to accounts, and she quickly realized that the school doesn't really...
And this is in Jackson.
This is in Jackson, yes. Sorry.
Softball.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm taking for granted that everybody knows what I'm talking about. But she quickly found out that you don't get a lot of money being a coach for your sport. No, but none of them. Yeah, it's not just...
Let alone girls.
Yeah.
Sports and...
So she met with her support club, and, they were in the red. They had no money. And so I remember her coming to my parents, and she was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay for umpires? I don't even have a catcher's gear. So those were all things that she was working on doing. All while, I have to mention, because she was really a warrior, she was in nursing school at this time. And she actually, she was coaching junior high basketball, and she was helping coach at Rio Grande volleyball. So she was coaching literally at every level, all while trying to navigate, these really big adult decisions. How am I going to pay for this? And meanwhile, she had just bought her first car. She didn't have it all figured out.
No, yeah, right.
So her accident was in February of 2016, and immediately my Aunt Kalina was like, okay, how can our family support, specifically at that time, the girls softball team, the varsity girls softball team at Jackson, and the junior high basketball program, because those were programs that Emileigh was directly affiliated with.
Yes.
So
in true Kalina fashion, by the way.
In true Kalina fashion,
if you know her, you know this.
Yeah. So from that period on, and honestly, people ask all the time, how long are you going to do this? And I don't know if we anticipated it being this.
Y'all created a monster in the best way possible.
I mean, I am very proud that it has continued, because I consider it, like, I'm at the point, and I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I'm at the point where it's not about the money. Like, we are very happy and proud of our community, because it's a community effort. It's not the Cooper family. It is the community of Jackson. And
coming together for our local youth.
Yes. And not just the community of Jackson. Like, so many people from all over support this cause.
Huge.
We have a huge following from Marshall University. People that she went to college with that every year make a point of coming to Jackson, Ohio for this race, because that's how much they loved Emileigh. Yeah. So really, for me, it's about people that never knew Emileigh getting to get a little glimpse of Emileigh.
Yes.
And that is what my passion is. I want. So I have nieces now. My brother has 2 little girls. And that is my goal. Like, I want them to grow up, and I want them to feel like they knew her. And that is I think, anybody that's lost a loved one, that's our ultimate goal, is to keep their memory alive. And that's with this race, that's what we're trying to do. So most recently,
but do good along the way.
Yes,
that's just like an added bonus, right?
Yes, it is. And so we've kind of got a rough figure. We think over the last 9 years, because we did have the year where we did no fundraising or anything like that. We think we have raised a community effort around $50,000, maybe a little more than that. And that has primarily gone to the high school softball team and girls basketball at Jackson. Of course, a big chunk of that went toward the hitting bar at Jackson High School.
So cool.
It is so amazing. And those girls, they so deserve it.
Oh, look at what they're accomplishing.
I know.
Wouldn't she just be beaming like, oh my gosh.
I mean, I can't even imagine. Her head wouldn't fit through the door.
I know.
That's just... She would be so, and I think about that all the time. Like, I just can't even imagine.
How would she feel?
How would she be right now, seeing all these girls, and they're killing it. They're killing it. Yes, yeah. And they have so much potential in the next couple years, and it's so exciting to watch. It really is. So this is our first year. My aunt Belina, she's a teacher at the high school, Belina Donaldson. She actually, we collectively as a group, last year we started thinking, and we're like, okay, how can we reach more people? And so for years, the Jackson High School cheerleaders have been a huge supporter of the race, and they weren't getting any monetary funds from us. And it was like, okay, even though cheerleading wasn't Emileigh's thing, they're such good athletes, and they're supporting this cause. We need to give back. So we expanded a little bit last year, but as our meetings have gone on throughout the year, it's like, how can we reach more people? So Belina had a meeting with all of the girls coaches for Jackson High School, and we have a ton of girls sports. It's not just 3 or 4. I mean, it's
not right.
It's bowling, it's tennis, it's cross country, golf. Yes, it's so many. So what we did was we just asked each coach, give us a list, or give us a wish item. Like, what is your program? What are you lacking? And it was so humbling. Like, these coaches didn't go out and ask for like state of the art, anything like extravagant. It was t-shirts for a uniform.
Oh my gosh.
It was golf balls. I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna point any teams out.
No, that seems like something so simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
So simple. And so as a group, yoga mats. One group wanted yoga mats. Like $11 on Amazon. I mean, it was just
right.
It was just like, oh my gosh, we are like, of course, this all started because of softball, and that is still, we will always support softball.
Yes.
But we are very, very excited about what is to come with everything else, because through this little adventure, we now have gotten like outside donors to say like, hey, we have a family, we have a distant cousin that he is a singer, and he said, I'm going to do a concert, and I'm doing it for donations. I'm going to give it back to this program for you. So it's like things that we like couldn't even imagine. You know, we just as a group were like, okay, how can we give a little bit to each of these people that have taken the time to like, you know, basically write a wish list and just plead their case to us. How do we give a little bit to everyone? And we're, you know, I don't want to give anything away, any secrets, but I mean, it's going. I mean, I am thrilled with the support that we're receiving, not just from this community. Again, we have family and friends and people all over the United States, really, that are just like, they still want to support Emileigh and our family and our community, and they see the need for touching, you know, little girls' lives that, you know, don't really have a chance with sports.
And I think that is so amazing. And I love, our community is just so good. You know, we have the people doing, you know, this with music.
Yes.
That the kids would never have had a chance before. And with sports.
Yes.
Maybe there's an Olympic athlete out there in the making that we don't know. Never might have gotten a chance.
Yes. And every time I hear somebody like dog our little hometown, I get so infuriated, because I'm like, if we lived somewhere else, this wouldn't be happening.
No.
You wouldn't receive this support and this love from anywhere else. And I am proud to be from here, and I am proud of the people that come out and support, and I'm so thankful. The whole family is, and I am here on behalf of my family, and we all are. We just couldn't be more thankful.
Love that.
Yeah.
So how do people participate, A, in the race, and B, how can they help? If they're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I want to help what this girl's talking about right now.
Yeah. So the race is next Saturday. Starts at 8 a.m. If you want to participate as a runner or walker, and actually last year we had several people riding bikes, so
I love that idea.
There's no discrimination. However you want to get up the hill, we're good with it.
Yeah, you want to ride a bike up the high school hill, you go for it.
All of the gradual hills, because it's pretty intense.
Yeah,
it's not just the high school hill. I'll tell you that. I've been running it, and it's not fun. So you can register online at www.cooperstrong5k.com. It is $30 per adult registrant, and then if you are a student athlete or a child, it's only $15.
Okay, perfect.
And that's all online. We are really encouraging people. It's perfect that today was the day I was coming on here, because at noon today we have to have the final count in for shirts. So if you want to participate and you want to be guaranteed a shirt on race day, please register by noon today. But if you're not tech savvy and you don't want to get online, if you have any way of getting in contact with somebody from our family, get a hold of us and we will help you through that. We can do it for you.
Okay.
Or we can at least just write your name down. You can pay on race day. That's always an option. But that is like the main way of getting registered. If you don't want to participate, but you just want to show up and you'd like to help set up tables or take stuff up on the hill, because that is a challenge for us. As soon as the race takes off, we have to take off up the hill, because there are some really, really good, fast people.
Oh my
I'm not one of them, but they finish in like 17 minutes.
Yeah,
3.1 miles.
I don't have time to even get from the beginning to the end.
No.
They're done already.
No.
Yeah.
I will say we have a really great group of volunteers that, I mean, they have it down to a science. And as soon as like the last person registers, they're packing everything up and they're ready to go by the time the race starts.
Okay.
But we're always interested and would love other help if anybody would want to, we would never turn away that.
Sure.
There's also an event this Sunday, starting about 12:30, 1 o'clock at Tickridge Church. They are having a donation dinner, so everything's for donation, and that will all go back to support the race and to support girls sports. And last year they raised a ton of money. It was a very good event. They had pies. It was chicken and
pie.
noodles.
Do you like pie?
Oh, it was so good.
I like chicken and noodles.
So good. Yeah, my grandma and a couple ladies from the church, they all make the pies, and it has been. They started doing it 2 years ago when we were really trying to push to get those last funds for the hitting barn, and they just continued it because it's been such a hit. So if anybody needs lunch options on Sunday after church, go to Tickridge Church. It's 1817 Borland Road, Ray, Ohio 45672, and you can get lunch and just hang out with people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, if somebody's like, okay, this is Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to be out and about, I'm traveling or whatever, but I still want to help with the Cooper Strong cause.
Yeah.
Can they donate?
Absolutely. So
how would they do that?
Also on the website, there is an option to donate, and it goes in increments of $5. So again, nothing is too small. So if you only have, a couple dollars to spare, you can just click it once. If you want to donate more than that, it's like a quantity amount. You just keep hitting that.
Okay.
To multiply the $5, and then that's what you would donate. So that is a way. Or as always, if you are a member or a member of the family, you can reach out to them. There is an account at Atomic Credit Union, and it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's
you
also
can stop by there.
Yes, and it's just the Emileigh Cooper Memorial.
Love that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
See, I told you we didn't have to practice.
No, I was worried, but you got my bad side, but that's all right.
like you have a bad side.
I do. It's all bad.
No, you are nuts, girl. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you. And I brought a list of our like main event sponsors, but I just want to personally say thank you to all of them. A lot of again, area businesses that continue to support this cause.
Yes.
And it helps us get to it's helped us get to this next level where we're able to expand and give a little more to other sports that need it.
I love what you're doing. This is just such a good thing.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
And of course, celebrating Emileigh along the way.
Yes, that's the main thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sharissa, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we will be back in just a moment with our good friends Tim and Susie, and we're going to be talking about EMS Week and some other things going on coming up on Memorial Day. So we'll be right back.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, a telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song, and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
Wait!
Morning, Jennifer.
We're back. Good morning. He's like unpacking, and all of a sudden, like 1 second before we come back, he whips his arm out. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Okay.
Surprise.
Oh my gosh. Last time he brought a baby I had to revive. I don't know. Well, fake one.
Fake one.
Not a real one. But No, that is welcome. We're so happy to have you two back. And if you would pull those microphones right up to you, so because we want everybody to be able to hear you. Of course, Tim and Susie from the EMS. We're going to be talking about what is EMS Week.
EMS Week is coming up starting Sunday.
And everybody should travel with an arm.
Yes, you never know when you need an extra hand.
Do you know?
Dun-dun-dun. Don't quit my day job, right?
Oh my God, he's here all day. Yeah. So please tell me that you do not drive around with that thing out in the open for,
And actually,
like
I don't.
Somebody to like report you.
We keep it hidden.
Okay, good deal. So what's going on?
Well, National EMS Week is coming up starting Sunday. In 1972, who was president then? Ford decided that we should have a National EMS Week, and it was originally the second week of October, but there was so much stuff happening in October with other responders, they decided to move it to the third full week of May, just specific for EMS and first responders.
Okay.
And this year, our theme is we treat everyone. Just come as you are. We're here for everyone. Doesn't matter what. Everyone is treated the same with EMS. So on Monday is National EMS Education Day, which we're kicking off today.
Okay.
And just we're going to have speakers going around talking at community events, talking about car seats, personal safety, that type of stuff.
Yep.
We're also going to be serving breakfast to all of our employees. So they'll have breakfast on Monday morning. That's
Good
a little
deal.
thank you to them.
We like to eat.
Yes. And then on Tuesday is Safety Day, and we're going to focus on risk prevention. Anything you see at work that can be changed, that you can go to a supervisor, safety person, and say, hey, look at this. We can improve this. So that way the employees have input where they work of improving safety. And also we're going to have a summer picnic for our employees. We're going to do hot dogs, hamburgers, all that type of stuff.
Fun.
The good stuff. And then on Wednesday the 21st is EMS Day for Children. So we can, again, have children stop by the stations, look around, see the squad when it's not intimidating at a situation where you're at.
Correct.
Let them meet the people that work there. Go touch stuff, play with stuff. Everything's open for the community.
Honk the horn.
Yeah, honk the horn.
Love it.
If they'll let you. And we're going to have a good old pizza party and ice cream treats for everybody on that day. Just a good old-fashioned day of saying happy summer, because it's rolling around quickly.
It is.
Then on Thursday, we're going to have a food truck for all of our employees at the Rye Graham building, and that is CPR Day, and which Jennifer and I already did earlier on the 90 seconds to save a life. Today, we're going to learn how to stop the bleed. Stop the bleed is anytime you have a bleed that may eventually cause you to bleed out or cause you to die.
Oh my
We're going to
gosh.
see what we can do in the community if something like that were to happen.
Okay.
And that's going to be our focus on Thursday. On Friday is our annual luncheon and awards banquet for our employees. So we'll be honoring our service employees, and also we have one of our supervisors, Debbie Burns, who's retiring after 35 years. So we're having a going away party for Debbie also. And that's our recognition day for everybody. They get goodie bags. They get some things. And thinking of goodies, I brought Jennifer her very own. She's one of us now. She's crossed the line. Jackson County EMS crew shirt. She has her very own now.
You're kidding.
So
Thank
that's for you.
You are
Jennifer is so good to the community and lets us come and talk and plead our causes.
I
So-
love that. Thank you. That means a lot. Appreciate you. Very good.
And we've also got other stuff to talk to you about today, but a few things we got coming up in the community.
Okay.
It's Tim Around Town. We got Field of Heroes coming up. Susie's going to talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
That's happening. We got the Roots concert tomorrow at the Marquee.
Yes.
So the local artists come to see that. Starts at 5 o'clock. Tickets are still available. We got the DM Davis Choir concert coming up on the 6th of June.
Always
That's
a great.
going on. And currently
great-
at the Marquee, they're having the Pixel Perfect photo contest. So stop by and vote for your favorite one. Some of those pictures are beautiful. There's one shot out of a window that looks like an antique picture of the Apple Tower. I want that myself. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous picture. Gorgeous picture.
Amazing.
And Susie's got stuff about the Field of Heroes coming up.
Okay, so this is the 5th annual Field of Heroes.
Can't believe
and
it.
If no one's ever seen it before, if you remember where the old high school was?
In Wellston.
Imagine about 250 flags flying there. That's, last year we didn't quite,
Breathtaking.
yeah, it was wonderful. Always has. We usually get a drone shot of it. You know, you can still get a flag. You can go to on Facebook. You can go to the Wellston Rotary Club Facebook page. There is a place to order online. You can fill out the form and everything online. Or if you know a Wellston Rotarian, that's what the forms look like.
There you go. When do you have to have that in by?
The deadline is today, but we'll take them up to even the day we're putting them up.
Okay.
Yeah, and we start putting those up Tuesday,
Okay.
and they will be up for one whole week.
Unbelievable. It's so cool.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
And it's a perfect place to have it too, like perfect venue, because anybody that drives in or out of Wellston sees it.
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
cool.
That was, Dorothy Riepenhoff had seen that someplace, and she spearheaded it, and now this is the 5th year.
Unbelievable.
So,
Yeah, it's so
it's
cool.
beautiful. Come see it. Sponsor a flag. And the flags don't, you don't have to sponsor, just say, a deceased veteran or a veteran. It can be anybody in the community.
Yeah, who is your hero? Like, that's who it's for.
Right. I get one for my brother that's still living. Mm-hmm. You know, because he served in the Army. But you can do it for anyone that you want.
Maybe a parent or a grandparent.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So our next thing to talk about, it's National Stop the Bleed Week. And Thursday is National Stop the Bleed Day. When we're talking about bleeding, the human body has 3 types of bleeding. The most common we see is capillary bleeding. It's like when you get a scrape on your elbow and it just kind of oozes out a little bit of blood. Mm-hmm. Nothing to worry about, nothing there. The second type you can see is venous bleeding, where it actually comes from a vein. It's dark in color, like when they take your blood for blood tests.
I don't look because I pass out, so I don't know what that looks like.
So and then
Jen goes.
I don't believe it. And then the third type is arterial bleeding, when you actually cut an artery and actually spurts and it's bright red in color. If you have an arterial bleeding and not able to take care of it, a person can bleed out and die in 3 to 5 minutes from arterial bleeding.
That's not very long.
No, it's not, because considering the average response time in the United States for EMS to arrive to you or any first responder is 7 to 10 minutes.
So you need to know how to take care of yourself or your loved ones.
Correct. Just in case, especially if they're working around chainsaws, summer's coming around.
Oh my gosh.
We see people that get run over by mowers, stick their hands in a mower or with a weed eater or stuff like that and get a serious bleed. And trauma, and we're coming on trauma season, starts Memorial Day weekend. 40% of all trauma patients die because of lack of blood. They bleed out.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the most major cause of it. So when we actually doing Stop the Bleed, first thing we want to do is there's a step-by-step, and it's on the website for us on the National Stop the Bleed, of what to do step by step. Real simple to do, anybody to use. And they request that you use a barrier between you and the person, because again, the blood may be infectious with some type of disease process you're not familiar with. Mm-hmm. If you're not familiar with this person, there's multiple ways you can do it. If you have gloves with you, you can put a set of gloves on, or you can also use a shopping bag that's plastic. Just put a barrier between you and the person. Okay. And you can still work on it.
We all have 1,000 of those lying around.
And Ziploc bags work really well too.
Okay.
So that you can use this to use a barrier between you and the person if you're not familiar with the person or you just want to have something there. The next thing is we're going to put direct pressure. I'm going to grab Jennifer's arm here. So let's say Jennifer was using a chainsaw.
Oh my gosh.
And I want to swipe down with it and cut herself right here on the arm, and it is spurting out. The blood is spurting out. So the first thing we do is make sure Jennifer rests the arm on something solid. And I'm going to tell Jennifer what's going on. Tell her to relax. Don't look at it, Jennifer, because I know you're going to pass out because you've got this blood thing going on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some gauze directly on it or in it. You can do either.
Okay, you just said in it.
You can't. Yeah. You can put the gauze inside the wound.
Okay.
And then press direct pressure. And you're just going to hold that, see what happens. If it doesn't stop the bleed, your next thing to do is apply a tourniquet.
Okay.
And with a tourniquet, I'm going to take that off, but we will hold that in place. There's multiple types of tourniquet. Here is the type that we see most common. This is an industrial one. This is the type squads use, hospitals use. They have industrial settings. And all it does...
most people don't have these lying around,
right?
Okay.
You never know. You never know. They come in Boy Scout kits. They've also got large Stop the Bleed kits that are being put out in the public.
Okay.
At the high schools, we're getting them out everywhere. So if the bleeding's here, I want to go in between Jennifer's heart and the wound. So I'm going to go about here mid-arm. 2 or 3 inches above the wound itself. We'll take the tourniquet and we wrap it around.
Okay.
Now I'm going to tighten it up on you. I'll show you on the other mannequin. And it just slides through right here.
And what are we doing? We're just stopping the blood flow?
We're going to stop the blood flow, the arterial blood flow. So then it slides into place. Then we'll take the bar here and we just twist. And what that twisting action does is it compresses. That's where you get the actual tourniquet from. Okay. And when I get it tight enough that I've stopped the bleeding, I no longer see it pulsating, I'll lock it into place. And then I'll put this over across the top of it.
I see how that works.
And then I'll put the time on it because it's important to know what time you put on there. Because when they go to the hospital to take it off, it'll release a lot of the waste products that are stuck distally from it, like lactic acid, that type of stuff. So they'll want to know what time was applied.
Okay.
If they have a full amputation, if you would have to cut her whole arm off, same principle. I wouldn't put the direct pressure on it. I'd hold here, compress it, then put the tourniquet on it right away.
Okay.
If she were to amputate her arm.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no.
God forbid.
So that's how that type works. And there's also... Get you tangled here. If you don't have a tourniquet, what can we use?
Right, we got to get creative here.
We got to get creative. So there are triangular bandages that you can use. And you just take it and wrap it this way. then back up towards you, and you're going to tie a knot. Just one section of a
And
square knot.
how do you know how tight this needs to be?
The blood will stop.
Okay.
You actually see the blood stop. Then you can take a pencil, a stick, anything, a spoon, put in there, and I'm going to tie it into place.
Okay.
And it's going to do the same thing as before.
So you're going to twist.
I'm just going to twist the pencil, and it'll slowly start to tighten up until the bleed stops.
Okay.
That's another example if you have one of these. But if you don't have one, everyone has a belt on usually, or a handkerchief.
Okay.
They work the same way. So we take our handkerchief, just wrap it up on itself. You want it about inch and a half across. We'll wrap it across, take it, tie it once.
It's kind of cute too.
It is nice and red. It's patriotic.
There you go.
And then we'll tie it on like we did before.
Because it needs to be fashion at
It
this
does.
point,
It's
right?
red. It's red too. So
As your arm is not there
you
anymore.
won't notice the blood on it. And the same principle, just start cranking on it. And
It feels tighter.
Yes, it will.
It's getting
I'm just
tight.
barely doing it on Jennifer so you see what it feels like. But we got the mannequin arm here that you can actually put it all on. But since Jennifer is such a good sport, we'll take her away from that.
Okay.
So that's the important thing to remember is you want to stop the bleeding by putting direct pressure on it first. We put gauze, anything will work, paper towels, anything like that you can put in there that's porous will hold it. They also have pre-packaged clotting material that you can get at pharmacies, CVS, Walmart, all those have that you can actually put on there. It will start to clot. It's like a powder that goes in there on the cloth itself.
Like the stuff I had for my horses.
Yes, Yep.
Or, if you're at Tractor Supply, grab some.
So that's what
Probably
you can do.
the same premise.
And that's with an arm. So you got to remember, it's got
Okay.
to be to put a tourniquet on. It's got to be on an extremity. We can't put one around Jennifer's neck. Well, what happened if we put it around there? We'd stop her breathing, all that stuff. Same way if she's got a wound on her neck, we're only going to press on one side of it. We never press both sides because right up here are your carotid arteries, and those when they're blocked off, you get lightheaded and you'll pass out. So that's an important thing to remember. You can vagal out from it. So you just want to put pressure on one side. If it's on her chest, same thing. I'm going to put my hand behind her and push down and hold it there. But there's no way I can put a tourniquet on it. The only place I can turn a tourniquet is either on the extremities of the upper arms or the legs themselves. So then you put it halfway between the wound and the heart. That's an important thing to remember.
Okay.
You have to put the tourniquet on. Doesn't matter what type you use. We need to make sure you put a time on it somewhere. If you don't have a place to write, you can write on the patient's arm. That way you know what time it started, just to remember how long it's been on there. So, and then the kit itself, it comes with all kinds of information on what to do, when to do, and where to do. And these are available too from stopthebleed.com. You can get your own kit for you at home. And it's very important that we see these in the industrial settings. We see them out, especially summer rolling around with agriculture.
Oh my goodness, yes.
One of the things that got me into EMS many, many years ago when I was in high school where we were figuring out what we were going to do, I was baling hay one summer. And you're talking about a hot job. So
dude, it's the worst.
you take the hook and you pull up the bale and you put it on the conveyor belt that takes it up to the wagon. Well, the gentleman that owned the farm did that when he did. The conveyor belt caught him and ripped these two completely off and this one at the knuckle. We all freaked out. Nobody knew what to do. And the squad showed up, and he was just sitting there, and I watched them do it all, and that kind of got me a little bit hooked on it. So that was the first step in me coming to where I'm at today.
Interesting.
But no one really knew what to do. And if we can get out the information to people what to do just to stop the bleeding, that's the important thing to do, is stop the bleeding. Even if Jennifer can't stand to look at it, and she has something there, she can do it. She can tell someone to do it. I can hold it on myself.
Yeah.
If Jennifer is a little queasy around it, or if you're queasy yourself around it, you can tell them to do it themselves. Then you can be up here working, putting the tourniquet on. You can also use your belt for a tourniquet. You want to make sure it's at least an inch wide to use that same principle. Just wrap around, pull it tight. Just anything to cause the circulation to decrease, and you can stop the bleeding. We're not going to totally turn off the circulation.
Now, I will add that once you put a dressing on, do not remove it. If they bleed through it, put something
Just
else
put it on top.
Put more on it.
Because it could actually start clotting, and if you pull that dressing off,
You're ripping the scab off. Well,
you're taking
the clot.
the clot, so you're back to square one.
Yeah. So just keep adding to.
And not all injuries will need a tourniquet. People get kind of caught up in the whole tourniquet thing. I rolled up on a scene one time where a man had been in a lawnmower accident. And so we rolled up, and this guy's standing there, and he says, I've got a tourniquet. And I walk over, and he's got weed eater string wrapped around this guy's like, hold it like this. I said, okay, give it to me.
So that's why it's very important. It's uncontrolled.
Let go of the string.
Yeah, because it was actually cutting in.
Sure.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure that's uncontrolled arterial bleeding, and again, that direct pressure will not stop.
Right.
Then that's that's your final step. That's the final step is putting a tourniquet on.
Okay. Very good. And, it just seems like one could easily have a kit anywhere, in your home, in your business, anywhere
Yes.
that could possibly save a life I mean, it's something simple to be the difference between saving a life and not.
Correct. That's what we're trying to stress, especially in the agricultural setting, that on tractors and farms and stuff, have some type of minimal equipment that you could use.
Especially with toddlers and school-age kids. Mm-hmm. That's very important.
Okay.
Because we see people riding around with their kids on a lawnmower.
Don't. No.
Yeah, so.
No.
Don't even get me started about that. You see that all the time.
Yes, you do. So something to look at. Of you need to be an advocate for yourself and make sure that you have some basic equipment around to help. And again, like we said, average for a squad to get somewhere is 7 to 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at what's happening between the actual injury or incident happening to someone there able to give you advanced life support.
All right. Sounds amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all are just a wealth of information.
We try to be.
I'm going to give you a hand.
Yeah. High five.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy, for coming in. I appreciate you. All right. No, and Field of Heroes, don't forget about that. You can please sign up today, but you can squeak in, through the weekend if you need to.
Yes.
And how do you sign up?
You can go to the Wellston Rotary Club Facebook page and just follow the instructions to do it online, or you can contact any Wellston Rotarian and get a form.
Olivia put it in the comments also.
Okay. Olivia's on top of things.
She is.
All right. Well, you two, thank you so much for coming in. We greatly appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jennifer.
And our good friend Pete Wilson's waiting in the wings, so we'll be back in just a moment with some more news.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson, and I am going to give you this T-shirt.
Oh, wow, looky here.
They left you a T-shirt as well.
Oh, my.
So now you're an honorary
Isn't that nice?
EMS person as well as me.
Isn't that sweet? Oh, I like that. Thank you, guys.
I don't know that anyone would want to see us rolling up in the ambulance, but,
Yeah.
We'll take it if you want to go.
Okay. Yeah, this will get me to an accident scene like I'm official.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
Just don't ask me to do anything.
That's what I say.
Except take pictures, maybe. Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That is very thoughtful.
Yes, thank you too. Appreciate it. All right, so what's going on, Pete? Weather's kind of in the news today, a little bit.
Okay. Well, what does the latest weather says? Because it is relevant. Tell me what it is. I didn't check right before I came.
I'll tell you what. You start talking, and I'm going to look up the most recent, because it's been a little bit all over the place today.
Okay.
So you talk, and I will look.
All right. Well, it's relevant because we have Vinton County High School graduation tonight
Yes, we
at
do.
7 o'clock, and they are on a teeter-totter right now, outside or inside. Right now, it's scheduled outside at the football stadium at 7 o'clock. They knew that there was a threat of rain today, and they were going to make a decision sometime this morning about what to do. I think if they thought the rain was going to come, they were probably going to go inside and not chance it.
Yes.
The last time I looked last night, the rain was supposed to come very late. So what's it say now?
So what it is saying now is, again, it's all over the place. It looks to me like there's going to be some severe rain, but it's, as of right now, it's looking like not till about 10 o'clock. But it does give a little bit of a chance of rain throughout the day, but the severe storm that we are supposed to have, I think, will be later this evening. It says there's a likely risk of severe weather today. Wind, tornadoes, and hail are possible. Look out for damaging winds is the main thing that they're saying as well. So hopefully it will hold off until late tonight, or just miss us in general.
Right. Okay. Well, I just got off the phone before I came on the air. With Vinton County High School, and as of right now, they are outside.
Okay.
However, that is tentative. It could change. It's not one of those things where at 9 o'clock, this is what we're going to do and we're going to stick with it, they still can switch. I think they're prepared to go either way.
Okay.
But if they have to go inside, it will be in the gymnasium. And the advantage to the gymnasium is it has a roof if it rains.
That is true.
The disadvantage if it doesn't rain is it's more comfortable outside, if it's not too hot or cold, and it won't be. The temperature looks like it's going to be favorable. And also there's more room.
Space, yep.
There's not enough room in the gymnasium if everybody wants to come, and they do to a high school graduation,
Sure.
family members and so forth and friends. So right now at Benton County High School, outdoors, pay attention to what is announced at the school. I'm sure they'll post on their website and Facebook, and certainly we'll be on top of it here on social media, on the radio, so forth. Oak Hill High School graduation, 8 o'clock tonight. They made a decision earlier in the week, looking at the threat of rain from Friday on, to just go inside. They want to prepare for that. So they were going to be outside at Davies Stadium just as they were last year, and just as they did last year, they have decided to go inside. They're not going to wait and chance it.
There you go.
Their graduation ceremony is at 8 o'clock tonight. And also want to mention this about the graduation ceremonies. Jackson and Wellston, of course, are the following Friday. The Telegram will once again be providing a lot of comprehensive coverage of what happens at the graduation, the speeches of the honor students. This is when they are rightfully in the spotlight, so we will put them in the spotlight with our coverage. Also, lots of pictures sponsored by a lot of community businesses in both counties. So that's going to be a succession of 2-page spreads in the Telegram starting next Wednesday. I believe we're going to do Benton County first, Oak Hill second, and then next week it will be Jackson and Wellston, probably in that order. It's a lot of work, and so we have to space it out also. But I do want to mention the names of the honor graduates for Benton County and Oak Hill High School. The honor graduates for Benton County High School are Jordan Zinn and Silas Allen. They are the valedictorians. That's the top students. And the salutatorians in that second ranking academically are Jacob Schroeder and Olivia Schroeder McDaniel. For Oak Hill High School, the valedictorians are Joseph Anaby, Caleb Chambers, Walker Foble, Cassidy Sickles, and Maggie Smittle. The salutatorian is Isabella Lunsford. So those students certainly deserve a lot of accolades for leading their class academically. And almost as always, all these kids not only have a bright future, they've got wonderful things planned for college and afterwards and for a career. And they're usually very active in school activities, extracurricular activities, and community activities. So, they're just starting their life off right. You have a feeling they're positioned for success in the future. So, do pay attention to what we will post later in the day and announce on the radio as far as that Benton County graduation situation, because if they pull out the phone 30 minutes from now and they see that rain moves up closer to nobody.
It's going to be a pretty nasty storm if we get
right,
it.
And it's relevant to Jackson next week because Jackson has been outside for many years, and they've dodged the raindrops. I can't believe their good streak on luck.
Other than the one.
Yes,
the infamous Pete Wilson picture.
On that one, there was rain throughout the day. There was supposed to be rain again, and it was still outside. And I think that somebody, I won't say who, in the school official, looked at their phone and said, "We've got a window of about an hour and a half. Let's go for it." Well, right when the ceremony started, the rain came. And there was a lot of umbrellas, but very few people moved because that's a once in a lifetime thing, the high school graduation for everybody.
A lot of inside out umbrellas that day.
All right. I guess the top news story we wanted to tell you about is from Oak Hill. Superintendent of Schools Jason Mantell at the last school board meeting, and Jeremiah Shaver covered this on Wednesday. He was given a big vote of confidence by getting a 5-year contract.
Oh, wow.
He came in 2022, I think, as an interim, where they had to, get somebody in quickly for a temporary. Then he did well. He got a 3-year contract, and his contract really was not up for another year, but they wanted to show that, hey, we want to keep you. We appreciate what you did, and this is the school board that I'm speaking for right now. And they gave him a 5-year contract,
that's awesome.
which is a year early. It's just like signing a football coach before you're done paying him, because we want to keep you after this contract. So 5-year contract that will start with the next school year. And of course, he was very happy with the vote of confidence and the security that comes with that. And the superintendent, it's kind of like you're the county prosecutor. It's hard to stay popular with the big and little decisions you have to make, dealing with all the employees, dealing with the public. Things like are there going to be school, not school? When are we going to make up this day? Getting along with the board, who has to get along with the public because they're elected. So it's a lot, believe me. My coverage through the years, I know the superintendent, one of the more important positions in any school district community. So congratulations to Jason Mantell. I'm going to go down real quick some events this weekend. Some we've talked about, some we haven't. Rabies clinic in Oak Hill. It'll cost you only $5 for your dog and your cat.
Take advantage.
So that's a lot less than if you do it the conventional way at the veterinarian. The cost is $5 per animal. Dr. Mark Parker of Walnut Hills is going to be doing those vaccinations. Dogs should be on a leash or a kennel. Cats should be brought in carriers. This is at Oak Hill, 1 to 4 p.m. tomorrow at the Madison Jefferson Fire Station.
Love that.
Lake Catherine State Nature Preserve is having a what they call a 250 hike. This is a guided hike by a naturalist, so you learn a lot more than just see the scenery.
Really neat.
It will take place from 10 a.m. to noon. It is a 1 mile, described as a moderate hike, and you need to register. I don't know whether they'll let you, if you just show up, whether they'll let you go, but there's still time to register. You can do that by going to you can call the Preserve office at 740-380-8918. That's 740-380-8918. Or you can email Casey King. She is the naturalist, and that is casey.king@dnr.ohio.gov, or as we say, call the Reserve office.
Okay.
Dress appropriately, because some of those trails could be muddy.
And wear your bug spray.
This is totally free. Just go to the Lake Catherine State Nature Preserve off the Beaver Pike side, Lake Catherine Road, and that's where you get on the hiking trails. There's a Shred-It Day at the Sylvester Wellston Memorial Public Library today from 9 a.m. to noon. It is free. This is a lot of people don't have paper shredders, and they need to get rid of paper.
Right.
In the digital age, maybe they've accumulated paper through the years now that they don't need. So a free community event. They will take donations because they're paying something to get those folks in there.
Sure.
This is being done in conjunction with the Gallia Jackson Meigs Vinton Solid Waste Management District. It's 9 a.m. to noon at the Sylvester Memorial Wellston Public Library, and it will be done in drive-through style.
Okay.
Don't forget about Armed Forces Day tomorrow from noon to 4 at Manpower Park. We hope
everybody's
We hope
invited.
the weather's good. Right. It's Armed Forces Day, but everybody can come. The public's welcome, and it's a salute to the Armed Forces and saying thank you for what they do. And that is it on the events. There's other things going on, but that is a sampling of some of the events going on. Also, congratulations to the Vinton County boys and girls track team. They both finished second in the TVC Ohio meet at Alexander.
Cool.
And Oak Hill did not win the SOC track meet, but they hosted it. That was a big deal for them. A lot of teams and schools were represented, a big crowd at Oak Hill High School earlier in the week for the SOC track meet. I know sports editor Todd Compster will be reporting a lot of this in Saturday's edition. And the Jackson Ironmen keep winning. They went to Greenup County, Kentucky, and won. They are 22-1 now on the season.
Amazing.
All right, so much when we come back next week, the graduations and a whole lot more this weekend. A lot of other things happening in the news as well. I always play catch up, and I'll play catch up with you too, Jennifer, next week.
That sounds perfect. Well, thank you, Pete. Have a wonderful weekend, and we hope that you all do too. And do watch out for those storms tonight. Maybe we get them, maybe we don't, but they are calling for some pretty gnarly winds. So maybe just start thinking about taking things inside or at least strapping them down. So have a wonderful weekend. We thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here on Monday. Bye-bye.